Good evening. I am Kamau Kujichagulia, and this is On the Case with Kamau Kujichagulia, where each week we talk about good things that affect our community, and we have people on that talk about things that affect our community, and we try very much to bring knowledge and information so that you can use it to better your day. You know what? We need to have somebody on here from the financial section. We have to work on that, because a lot of people don't really know how to do their finances, or they can do their finances better. Let me put it like that. So we're going to get somebody on here from the financial sector, and we're going to discuss that one of these weeks. But we're on every Thursday at 8 p.m. So I welcome you all to our show. And let me see, where's Michael? Michael, here he is. Look at him.
What's up, Pop?
I'm all right. How about you?
I'm pretty good. I think I know the perfect person for the financial conversation also.
Okay, well, so why don't you hook that up?
Okay, I'll do that. I'll do
Yeah,
that. I'll
yeah.
do
Who's
that.
this
I know the
perfect
perfect
person?
person. My friend Baron Holland. He's from out Philadelphia. He lives in Philadelphia. We grew up together. He works for Bank of America. He owns a bunch of real estate in the Philadelphia area also. And I'm just going to talk to him and see about coming on.
Okay, well, that'll be a good thing. Let's see what we can do about that. Because money is a concern to everybody, you know. So I think it'll be a concern. I think it'll be a conversation that would be good to have. Hi, Dana K. How are you?
What's up,
Good to
Cos?
see you again.
It's
So
always good to
yeah,
see my cousin.
work on that for us, will you? Would you please?
Yeah, I will do that. I will
Okay,
do that.
very good, very
If
good,
not
very good.
next week, I'll ask him about next week, but we'll see about 2 weeks.
All right, well, whenever he can make it, we'll be soon enough.
Got it.
We want to, tomorrow. Well, today is Thursday. Tomorrow, Friday, the 19th
The
already.
19th.
I want to say out there first, happy birthday to my youngest son. Alan Harmon. So happy
You beat
birthday,
me to it.
son.
You beat
Huh?
me to it. Happy
Yeah.
birthday, bro. It's
Okay.
good to see you.
Very good.
45 today, right?
45, 40. I don't know. He's going on 50. I know that. Yeah.
I think he's 42 today.
Yeah, I thought you might clear that up a little bit.
I think he's 42 today.
That's an inside joke, right? um, yeah, so happy birthday, son. Um, Trenton schools are closed tomorrow.
Really?
Yes, they are already. You
Okay.
know, there's no snow or sleet or rain or anything, but schools are closed. I
Already, huh?
My school is also closed. I found that out about 2 o'clock this afternoon.
Really?
Fine with me. So that's a good thing.
Right.
For those not in the area, see here in New Jersey we have snowstorms. And I know down in Alabama y'all don't have no snowstorms. You might
Los
get flakes.
Angeles.
LA, right? You know, um, Haiti, you know. But here we have snowstorms, and they didn't used to close the schools for 3 or 4 inches of snow.
Especially that little bit of snow we just got. That was like
I
a
know,
dusting.
I know, but it's okay. It's okay. Okay, I work for the school system, so when they close, I ain't mad at them. And you know what? They don't close anymore. Well, my school system doesn't close anymore. Oh,
What do they do?
oh. Um, they have online classes, e learning. You know?
Poor kids. Poor
Yeah,
kids.
you don't get snow days. You get e-learning.
Oh
So
man.
that's something for think about. Now, now I don't know about these Trenton schools because to do e-learning, you got to give these kids computers. You got to send them all home with computers. You got to make sure they all have hook up to the internet. So I think Trenton just has snow days. So something.
Oh man, but you get a snow day and you don't even get off. You still got to wake up. Mm.
There you go. There you go. You know.
I was
So
up anyway because I had to shovel the snow.
yeah. Well, that's what you have to do.
No.
That's what you have to do. Okay. I want to this week. I want I want to further discuss the worldwide situation that's going on because it's I think to me anyway it's important. It's
It
very
is.
very important that what is going on because the world is changing drastically. I mean drastically. It's and so quickly. I mean 5 years ago you wouldn't have seen what's going on today go on. But
Mm-hmm.
the world is it's just it's the system of white supremacy is being stretched.
Spreading.
It's being stretched out. It's getting thinned out. It's being stretched to its max. And sooner or later it's just gonna break. And that's important. It's very important. You know, black people in America, we've been fighting against this system for centuries,
Mm-hmm.
and with little no success, basically.
None. None.
But now it isn't the fight is it's white supremacy is teetering on the edge right now, and that's a it's a well for Black Americans that's a good thing,
It's kind of
but
exciting.
being Black Americans is also a bad thing because as white supremacy goes down, America goes down, and
Mm-hmm.
that's our home.
We and
So it's
we
it's
gonna
a
be the
double
first to
edged
feel it.
sword, huh?
We gonna be the first to feel it.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. We may be, we may not be. We're gonna feel it. But I don't know if we're gonna be.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it's gonna affect us as much. I don't know. I don't know. I haven't even thought about us. I'm looking more at the worldwide situation that's going on. But America. The I shouldn't even say America. I should say the system of white supremacy has there are three. It has three major um,
Pillars.
devices that it used for control. Three.
Mm-hmm.
One is deception. It lies its ass off. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
It lies. That's why they call it the great deceiver. The Indians used to say they speak with forked tongue,
Mm-hmm.
because that's their first line of defense is they just lie. They're deceivers. Okay? And it's very, very powerful to be able to lie so effectively. But then the second most powerful weapon that they have to keep people in control, to keep the system going, is that they threaten violence. They're great at threatening. I mean, like, what do they do to us? They say, well, look, you open your mouth and we will take away your job. That's a
Mm-hmm.
Taking away your job is a violent action. So
That's
they
a threat.
threaten violence. I mean, they you know, who's the woman up at Harvard who was the president of Harvard? Not that I really give that damn much
Gay.
about the
Claudine, I
president
think it's Claudine Gay.
of Harvard. You know what I mean? But you know, just her talking, you know, not talking the way that they wanted her to talk. They threatened her with this violent act of taking away her position.
Mm-hmm.
And they do that worldwide to people. They threaten. They've been doing it worldwide for centuries. The threat of violence. And then the third most important mechanism that they have to keep the system in control is violence. Okay?
Not the threat of violence, but violence.
Violence. You know, that's the hierarchy. It goes from deception to the threat of violence and then violence. That's why America has been at war forever since its inception. Okay? Not just America, but Europe too. No, I'm not. We have a comment here that asks if I'm familiar with the story of a Dr. Antoinette Candia Bailey at Lincoln University, Missouri. No, I'm not at all. But what is happening now is countries around the world are saying, you know,
yeah,
you know, later for you, we don't believe your lies no more. We don't care about your threats.
We believe who you have been.
There's too many of us for you to be violent with all of us.
Right?
You know? Cause
Yemen, man.
Yeah. Yemen. Think
They
about
give
it.
you.
That's right. But you know, Yemen, they said that they were going to go after shipping that had to do with Israel, as so long as Israel continued to bomb and to commit violence against the Palestinians. Now America says, well, we're bombing them. It has nothing to do with Israel, of Gaza. Well, then they said they'd stop as soon as Israel stopped. What the hell you mean it has nothing? That's the deception.
Yes,
That's the lie. You know?
The deception, the threat of violence, and the violence.
Right.
All in one.
Right. So now they're lying their ass off about why they are bombing Yemen. You know? But you know, Yemen says, you know, well, you bomb us, we're gonna bomb you. You know? And they're basically saying, if you don't like it, then come on. You know, come on.
Yep. You know? Just the world's not afraid anymore.
And right, exactly.
It's good to see. It's scary at the same time, because we're gonna get hit. We're gonna get hit.
What do you mean we're gonna get hit?
We're gonna be attacked sooner or later.
Well, I don't know. I don't know. The rest of the world, the non-white supremacist world, we're not violent. We're not violent people.
That is true. That is true.
I mean, when you take into consideration the South Africas and the Nigerias and the Brazils and the Chinas and Indonesians, you know, these are not historically violent people.
They don't have the history of violence in their past like we do.
We do. Right. You don't see any of these countries going outside of their borders, typically, and beating up on other people.
Come to think about it, the Japanese invasion on what was it, over there in Hawaii or something? That was like the only one.
Yeah, basically.
For us.
Basically.
Yeah.
You know? So I don't know. I don't know what will happen as far as, violence towards us. But
Mm-hmm.
I think what will happen about saying no to America, to the system of white supremacy, is going to become more and more prevalent. Because now, again, the threat of violence that they have are, if you don't do what we say, we won't trade with you. What they've done, the violence that America has put on Cuba for the past 60 some years has been
Mm-hmm.
just horrible.
Mm-hmm.
Just horrible what they've done to the people of Cuba. I mean, when you to blockade, to sanction, that's a thing of violence. When you hurt people, when you stop people from feeding themselves or feeding their children, from
Mm-hmm.
developing, that's a violent action.
Yes,
And
it is.
America has done that towards Cuba for 60 years.
Mm-hmm.
And for what? But Cuba isn't the only place. I mean, America has done that to many places, many places.
Yep.
Or if they haven't done that type of violence, they've actually sent in troops. I mean, Vietnam, Korea,
Mm-hmm.
Afghanistan, Iran, Iraq, Somalia, Grenada, Panama, Nicaragua, Guatemala. I mean, all over the world,
Yep.
America has attacked and beat up on people, on non-white people. And I'm not saying America is going to stop. I'm not saying that. It will probably get bigger. I should throw Yemen in there, shit. you know, or even what, Palestine. So, but I think there's cracks in the system.
Definitely. Definitely starting to show.
Eh?
Definitely starting to show. Well, hopefully we'll be able to, take advantage of those cracks. But this world is ugly right now, man, and it's kind of scary.
Yeah, well, it is scary, but it's been scary for a long time. Being a victim of white supremacy is very scary. You know, very scary. But it's the change. I mean, you look at there are countries now. I mean, countries that we never hear about because our press, our educational system, our information um, stream just doesn't deal with them. I mean, think of you talk about, you got China in East Asia. Then you have Saudi Arabia and other countries in West Asia. But shit, you
Okay.
got a whole bunch of countries in between those two that you never hear about, like
Mm-hmm.
Kurdistan and Uzbekistan, and these countries are. I mean, some of them are flourishing.
There's a whole bunch of like stands over there. Like that
Yeah,
Indian stand, there's about 8 countries over there called
that's
something that
right.
stands.
That's right.
Uzbekistan. Yep.
Right. And many of them are saying, we don't think we want to be with America. We think we want to be with China. Because
Right.
that's where the big divide is becoming now. The divide is becoming between America and China. And
Mm-hmm.
the systems are different. America's system is to beat you upside the head, like what they're doing in Yemen. Okay, if you do something that America doesn't like, then they bomb you and they beat you
Mm-hmm.
up. you know. But if you do something that China doesn't like, China says, look, let's sit down, let's talk about that.
Because
Okay?
it's going to happen either way.
Yeah, yeah, you know. And I think the countries, the non-white supremacist countries, are are finding out that, oh well, they're due to find out. Oh no, the non-white supremacist countries are saying we don't like that beating up. We don't like you just coming in and telling us what to do or beating us up over our head anymore.
And
So
the white countries kind of react like white men react when a black woman talks down to them or talks back to them. You know,
uh-oh, he got cut off there. Somebody didn't like him talking that stuff. All of a sudden he's gone. But it's important that we begin to recognize, and it's very important that we choose a side, whether we're going to um, stay with the system of white supremacy, or we're going to go with the system that's not of white supremacy. I'm okay. I declare. I declare. Was that a card game? I declare war. I declared war on white supremacy 40 years ago. You know, so I'm firmly in the non-white supremacy camp. You know, I'm firmly in the Palestinian camp. I'm firmly in the Yemen camp. I'm firmly in the Iranian camp. I'm firmly in the Chinese camp. Okay?
Yep.
You know? I mean, America is my home. Don't misunderstand me. I love my home. You know, it's where all my people are. But I can't stand what they do to me and what they do to other people. What were you saying about white women? I mean, black women? You got cut off. Did you know that?
Yeah, I didn't know we got caught up. It's like when black women talk back to white men. You know, the way the white man reacts is the way, you know, the United States and the UK is reacting now. Like, you know, a black woman talks back to a white man, they get defensive. They get their first thing is to strike back, you know, and that's what the United States is basically doing to Yemen, who's talking back right now.
That's
You
true.
know?
That's true.
You know,
Very, very, very.
they know how to react, and it's from the bottom up to the top. They react the same way.
But you know, nowadays the countries like Yemen just say, "Oh look, we're not afraid of you.
Yeah.
You know, you're a paper tiger. You're a punk. You know, you got all these weapons and you can hurt. You can hurt, but you're a punk."
Yeah.
You know, and that's basically true. That's what America goes into so many different situations, and they walk around. They come out 2, 10, 20 years later with the tail hanging down between the legs,
Sounding tough.
you know,
Trying to sound tough
and
the whole time.
because they just got whooped upside their head, you
Yeah.
know. The
Yeah.
Vietnamese. I dug that when Vietnam War. First time I dug it. It happened in Korea. It happened many times, really. But the first time I actually dug it, I was actually old enough to dug it. Is during the Vietnam War, when you know, and I was actually in the army then, and they wanted me to, you know, I was an officer and a gentleman in the United States Army, and they wanted me to give like classes, you know, up on the stage to the troops about fighting this war. And I was just a kid. I was just a kid. I didn't know what was happening, but I felt it. You know what I mean? I felt it. And I said, nah, man, I can't. I mean, I'll give a class, but it ain't gonna be what you want. So I remember I gave one class, and I was never required to give two. You know, they never let me give another one because I just knew that something wasn't right.
Something just not right.
People used to ask me, well, why don't you stay in? Man, you're doing so well in the army, blah, 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 blah. I said, no, it ain't my thing. It ain't my thing.
Right.
Because so oh man. So I mean, South Africa has what South Africa did last week was they went to the International Court of Justice, which is the 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 legal arm of the United Nations, and they presented their case against Israel on the question of whether Israel was committing genocide on the Palestinian people.
Mm-hmm.
And they laid out an outstanding case, you know. And if you haven't seen that, you need to go online, go to YouTube, and just plug in South America's
South
case.
Africa. South Africa.
What did I say?
South America.
Okay, South Africa's case again at the International Court of Justice, ICJ. You know, you need to hear what, or I mean, you can get synopsis of their case, but you know, when genocide is when you are deliberately trying to destroy a people.
Mm-hmm.
And when you cut off first, displace, when you displace 85, 90% of a people from their homes, that's genocidal.
Mm-hmm.
When
that's without bombing.
In any way.
You know, taking away the food and the water
Right.
without the bombing is genocide.
Right.
Then
right. I mean,
right?
if you're Israel has controlled the water supply, the food supply, the fuel supply,
the rain supply.
I don't know about rain.
They're not allowed to collect. They're not allowed to collect rain in Palestine.
Okay. I don't know about that.
I do.
Okay, but you know, if and when you purposely turn off the water, when you purposely bomb all the hospitals and cut off any medical supplies coming in,
mm-hmm.
when you purposely stop the food chain, this means that you're telling people we want you to go thirsty, we want you to go have hunger, and we want you to starve, and we want you not to have any medical care when we bomb you and you have tremendous medical need, which is telling these people that they want to die. So anyway, South Africa has brought a legal case against Israel in the International Court of Justice for in support of the people of Palestine on the question of whether Israel is committing suicide.
Genocide.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So I mean that's important because you know that don't happen. That don't happen in this system of white supremacy. Okay.
Small countries taking bigger countries to court.
Right. And basically what they're doing is they're taking America to court because America is standing tall behind Israel and saying, whatever you do, we firmly support you and we will give you whatever you need to continue doing it.
Right.
So America is complicit in every way.
Mm-hmm.
So they're basically taking America to court too. So hopefully, but you know, the International Court of Justice is a political being.
Mm-hmm.
The United Nations is a political being. All of these mechanisms were created by the system of white supremacy to support the system of white supremacy.
Because really all it is a bunch of talk. Until they stop bombing the people, it's a whole bunch of talk.
That's all it is.
You know, that's all it is. That's all people are doing is just talking. Because they're still being bombed.
That's right. That's right. And they're still going hungry.
And
they're still dying from diseases that they shouldn't have. You know? I mean, right now we're talking about we're up to about almost 30,000 deaths. 30,000 killings, over 10,000 children.
120 days.
Yeah, I know. So, I mean, but the important thing is, the overriding thing is that the world, especially the global South, the non-white world, instead of just being silent about it, is standing. I mean, if you listen to our news that we get, you wouldn't think anything in the world was going on.
Right.
You know, they still talking about what happened on October 7th, what the Palestinians did to the Israelis. That's what we hear.
Yep.
You know, you don't hear about the horrendous. I mean, just the outrageous, horrendous, brutal massacre of people that Israel has put on the heads of the Palestinians. You don't hear about that. You know.
Thank God for the internet.
Amen. It's important, people. It's very important.
That's why they're going to regulate it.
That's right. Well, again, the internet is a tool of the system of white supremacy. You know. Okay. And just like Israel has done, whenever they feel like it, they turn it off.
Right.
You know.
Right.
They just turn it off. They nope, we don't want that to get out. So, but there's many channels, and what you can do. Oh man, this subject is just so large. Is you can get a VPN, which is a virtual private network or whatever. Anyway, and instead of your feed coming from America, you can make your feed be coming from anywhere in the world. So you can get past American censors that way. But it's important that we get the real news. I mean, there's news coming out of Qatar. Al Jazeera is an excellent news source. Turkey has a good English language news source. China has a very good English news source. And these things are on YouTube, so they're relatively easy to get to. But you need to get away from ABC, CBS, NBC, Fox. They're straight up and down lying to you, straight up and down, and it's crazy. How much did you hear about this demonstration that took place in Washington, D.C. this past weekend? Very, very little.
Was it big?
Look, 400, 500,000 people showed up in D.C. Was it big?
I haven't heard that at all.
See? That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about.
I haven't heard about that at all.
You have to get your news outside of America, because they censor the news and they support the system of white supremacy so much because they're part of it. They're part and parcel of it. They're the deceivers. The media, they're the main deceivers for white supremacy.
There was a report that CNN actually calls the Israeli journalism department or whatever for media department to be cleared on certain stories. Like they have to get their stories on Israel and Palestine cleared by Israeli government before they put them on.
We cannot depend on our national, our ingrown news sources. There are news sources in America, which are all Democracy Now! is a pretty good news source.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Amy Goodman, she's been at it for years, But again, they're still part of this system of white supremacy. The best place to get your news is from the world. White supremacy, of course, it encompasses the world, but the best place is to get it from someplace outside of the white world,
Mm-hmm.
because people. I mean, Al Jazeera has just shaken up everything, So anyway, I just wanted to let people know that how critical that this time period is. Right now shipping, just shipping has changed tremendously because of Yemen, because of the Yemenis, the Houthis in Yemen.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, they say nah, you ain't coming this way, and they got these little bitty boats,
$200 drones.
right, and they wreaking havoc.
Yep.
Against the mightiest military in the world, and it is the mightiest. So, but it's needed. But America just keeps wanting to expand the violence.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what we're doing. I mean, right now they're bombing they're bombing Yemen, they're bombing Syria, they're bombing Iraq,
Lebanon,
they're bombing
Israel was bombing.
Lebanon. They're trying to expand the violence in that area. I'm talking about America.
That's what Israel is. Satellite office.
Right.
Right.
So they can literally control what they can tell and what they can keep quiet. Yeah, exactly, Michael.
Yeah.
Precisely. So keep abreast. And okay, now you have to say, you get all this information. What can I do? All right, what can I do? What you can do? I tell you, I'm a student of Mr. Neely Fuller. And one thing you can do is get his book, which is the come on, Neely Fuller. What is it, son? I won't give it to you.
I can't believe I forgot
Neely
that.
Fuller. There we go. Author. The United Independent Compensatory Code System. You can get his book and you can read his book. That's one thing you can do. I mean, that's doing something. Another thing that he says that you can do every day is that any time you encounter racism, white supremacy, you counter it. You say, oh, hell no. Oh, no, that will never do. That's something you can do every day. You walk into a room and you got white people or what have you sitting around there talking about, oh, well, that old boy, he ain't worth nothing. No. Oh, whoa, I'm out.
Stop
We
that
don't call
now.
nobody boys here. Wherever you run in any type of racist comment or language or action or whatever, you got to counter. You have to counter it.
Yep.
Okay, that's what he means by the United Independent Compensatory Code System. Something is another word. What's the other word? Hit that. Code system compensatory concept. Okay, you can find it. You can just go to Neely Fuller, NEELYFULLER.
You'll definitely find it.
You type that in, and his book will come up. The United Independent Compensatory Code System Concept, a compensatory counter-racist code by Mr. Neely Fuller Jr. In my mind, is the greatest mind for Black people in the history of the universe. Okay, so you go to Mr. Fuller, put that up, Sean, if you can. Mr. Neely Fuller, Neelyfuller Jr. Okay, so you want something that you can do, something practical that you can do instead of if that's what you can do. You can read that book. You can try to understand that book. And from that book, he says that anytime you encounter racism, white supremacy in any of its form, you counter it. You say, oh, nope, that ain't gonna happen. That's not going to get by on my watch. And you'd be surprised just how important it I mean, I've done it at work. No, them mugs don't talk that shit no more at all.
Yeah, I did it at a poker game a couple weeks ago. They were having a conversation about Israel, and I told them, I said, I think we need to change the conversation because I'm not going to stand quiet too much longer, and I don't have the same views you guys have. And conversation is halted.
That's right. You
Yep.
got to stand up for yourself. That's what we say. You have to stand up not only for yourself, but you have to stand up for yourself and against what is wrong.
Right.
Okay? The system of white supremacy is wrong. I want it. It's been too long. I've been on here too long. We got to go. Okay. I only meant to do 20 minutes today, but it's critically important. It's critically important. Well, I want to thank Michael Colvin. I want to thank Tina Harmon. And I want to thank all those others out there who are listening and will listen to this podcast. We do this to share with you what we think is important. We really do. And we do that because we love you. And we want a better world. I don't know about Michael, but I'm not after hurt nobody. I don't want to hurt nobody. It ain't my thing, But I don't want nobody hurting me or mine either.
Right.
So it's important. It's very important. So we will see you, Michael Harmon. We want to thank you.
Thank you, Pod.
And we will see you. Wait a minute. I better say hi to Sean. Thank you, Sean, for
Shawnee.
Keeping all this up to date and everything. Okay, I was just reading. That's why I was taking that.
Happy birthday, brother. My brother Alan Harmon. Happy birthday. My Aunt Ruby birthday is tomorrow. Happy birthday, Auntie.
Yeah, we got a lot of good people born in this time of Capricorn.
All right.
A couple of assholes. It's just funny.
What was the truth?
Good night, everyone. Have a wonderful week, and I will see you again next week, same time, 8 p.m. on Thursday. Love you. God bless you.
Peace.